Jordan Bergeron here with ULMWarhawks.com, joined alongside head volleyball coach Patrick Hiltz. Coach, today we're doing a little preview of your 2015 squad, and we wanted to start out with the scheduling. You know, you face some familiar foes early on in the season. You face Mississippi State again, you face Alcorn State again, and I think 3 straight weekends you go to tournaments, and then in between you have SFA in the home opener, looking to avenge a 5-set loss there. So why don't you talk a little bit about the challenges you see in this season's schedule?
The biggest challenge is we need to prepare for the Sun Belt Conference. The Sun Belt Conference is always very, very competitive. You know, the team that ended up finishing last year lost 7 games, I think, in 5 sets. So there was never a gimme game in the conference. You had to fight every single night. So this preseason schedule is designed to help us be more prepared for Sun Belt Conference play. I love that we're going to get a chance to go play Mississippi State again. I really enjoy our rivalry game with SFA. We kind of feel like they stole one from us last year, so we're looking for hopefully a little revenge this year. And we mix in some midweek games with some opponents that should be well-timed and help keep us on our toes so that we are primed and ready to go for Sun Belt Conference play. That's really the design of our schedule.
Now from scheduling, let's go to coaches. You hired pretty much a whole new coaching staff this season, and assistant coach Ashley Michael and grad assistant Katie Lindstrom. What do they bring to your program?
Yeah, let's start with Katie, our grad assistant, and she's been playing with us for a year. She comes off the beach, and she's going to move into a coaching role, and she's already stepped into that role very, very nicely. And that can be difficult to do, to go from a player to a coach, but I think she's made that transition quick and easy. She gives another set of eyes for us on the court. Her feedback is fantastic. I really think she's going to be more of just a second assistant. I don't even see her as a grad assistant at this point. She's doing a fantastic job. And I couldn't be more excited to have Ashley Michael join us. I think she balances me perfectly. The areas that I'm weak in, she's strong, and I think she relates to the girls really well. The girls seem to really like her, and again, her feedback to me has been fantastic. And I think the energy that the two of them have brought to our coaching staff and to our floor in practice is going to show when we start taking the floor for games. I'm really excited to see how this coaching staff continues to improve and gel.
Now moving on to the position-by-position breakdown, we'll start on the outside here because that may be your most exciting group. You know, you're returning your top 3 kill leaders from last season, Hope Pollock, Hallie Swartz, and Taylor Zeski, and they all bring a different dimension to the game. Can you talk a little bit about them?
Yeah, they're all 3 very different players. Hope is long and lean and really can fly through the air and brings a different tempo of ball. Hadley and Taylor, both kind of on a shorter end, but if you judge them by their size, you're going to be sorely mistaken. Hadley can really get up in the air and hit the ball. Taylor has probably, of the 3, improved more than anybody. Really impressed with the way she's improved her back row play throughout this preseason. Looking forward to having her play a significant amount of time. And when you have 3 girls like that on the outside, it really makes it easy to focus on some other things and get better in other areas, which is what we really need to do. We know we got some outside hitters that we can rely on, so now we can focus on getting stronger in the middle and getting stronger on the right side and really bringing a balanced attack to our offense. So knowing that we have them in our back pocket is pretty sweet.
Now Hope Pollock returns as she had the highest hitting percentage last season at 180. Do you think having an extra year with Bailey will bring more consistency there?
I sure hope so, because if 180 is going to be the top hitting percentage for us on the team, we're in trouble. We need to have some people over 200. We need to have our middles close to 300, and that's really been the focus, is being smarter and better hitters from a consistency standpoint. And yeah, I think having Bailey returning is going to be helpful for that. They have a little more chemistry, a little more cohesion. We also have 2 new setters that I think are also going to add to a better overall hitting percentage for the team. Anytime you have competition, anytime you have depth, it only makes things better for you. So, I mentioned the setters. We've got Tara and Presley, both came in, both freshmen, but both very, very good solid setters. So it's now in a situation I don't have to hold my breath every single time Bailey jumps anywhere near the net. We've got backups, we've got quality backups that can come in and do the job just as well, so that's exciting for us as well.
Now can you talk a little bit more about Tara and Presley, because I know they like the outsides. They're not the same setter. You know, Presley, I know she played a little bit of defense in the preseason, and I know Tara's a very athletic player.
Tara's a fantastic player. I feel lucky that we have her with us. Again, she was an MVP of an All-Star game down in Houston before she came up to us. She's just a fierce, fierce competitor. The girl knows how to win, whatever it's going to take. She gets after it defensively. At the net, she's very strong. She's learning quickly our offense because the way we do things is a little different than what she's used to. So she's struggling a little bit with that, but she's very open-minded and wanting to learn. Presley, on the other hand, we've asked her to play some defense because we had a little injury in our defensive area, and so she stepped in and did a great job with that for us. Now she's injured, so we're going to get her healthy and back into the setter role. Her tempo is very clean. I think she finds middles really well, and she's got a very nice ball to the outside. Both of them capable of winning games for us if we needed them to. So again, it's good competition in the setter position. I'm really glad that we have both of them to back up Bailey at this point.
Now, despite having competition, I talked to Bailey earlier this preseason, and they said they seem to mesh very well. Do you find the same among the three?
It looks like it. I think both of while they're competing, they're helping each other, and that's really the key. We want to compete against each other because that's how you get better, but at the same time, we're teammates. And so the girls have done a really nice job of communicating with each other and figuring this whole thing out as far as how we want to do it. And I think it just speaks to the leadership skills that those three setters have, that they're working together to try and make sure that they're all on the same page for the betterment of the hitters.
Now let's move to the middle of the net. Let's first talk about junior Caitlin Shearer, who just had a fantastic scrimmage. Although she did play all the way around, she had, I think, 21 kills and swung over 300 or 400. But she also led the season last year in blocks. What gives her that special ability to block balls at the net?
No, she's a hell of an athlete. She doesn't get tired. And the key for us is to make sure that technique-wise she's there. And she has to have confidence in herself so that the players around her have confidence that she can get the job done. And I think her breakout party was that scrimmage. I think she didn't really surprise us a whole lot. I think she surprised herself in what she was able to do and capable of doing. And I think she's excited now to kind of take the reins and really run with this idea that she could be a focal point of our offense. I think she believes that now. I think her teammates believe that now. And that is going to be huge for us because she can hit the ball at a level that some people just can't get to. And she's a big, strong girl. She's a fierce competitor. She wants it real bad. And it was really, really nice to see her kind of break out and have a great match. And, kills, yeah, sure, but it was the hitting percentage. It was the fact that she saw the ball so many times and was there all the time. And, the other side of the net just couldn't stop it. She didn't have to hit it hard every single time, but that many swings, that few errors, that's what we've been preaching, and it really feels like she made a breakthrough there, and I'm really excited to see where she goes from here. Fantastic player for us. I'm looking forward to having her for another 2 years.
Now let's talk about a few more middles. You also have a few more returners there, and Jennifer McClendon and Kim Alvarado, and also you brought in two big middles in junior H, Anna Ribeiro, and freshman Cat G, they call her, Catherine Griffiths. So can you talk a little bit more about the depth at the middle position?
Yeah, Jen, coming in as a sophomore last year as a freshman, we didn't really expect her to see the court a whole lot until maybe 3/4 of the way through the season, and she surprised everybody and started most of the season. Was a very active middle for us and caused problems for other teams' defenses. And so I expect her to pick up right where she left off and just continue to get better. Louisiana kid, so it's always nice to have her fans and family and friends anytime we're playing anywhere near the New Orleans area. But she continues to improve and grow, and excited about her. Kim, is a utility player for us. We can use her in the middle, we can use her right side, we can even put her outside, and as a senior, we're going to find a court for her somewhere, and her leadership is starting to show a little bit too. The girls seem to really like her, having her around. But she really hits a hard ball, and she's one of those players, very athletic, and if you judge her by her size as a middle, you're going to end up eating one probably, because she's surprising. She's got a very fast arm. H is a fantastic blocker. She comes to us as an All-American from a junior college, and I think we're still kind of waiting for her to break out and show what she's really capable of. And, a little slow start, but now last couple practices she started to turn it on. We're starting to see what she's capable of doing at the net as a hitter. As a blocker, she touches everything. It's ridiculous. It's nice. You slow that ball down, our defense is going to gobble it up. So it's been nice to have her. And again, we don't know where we're going to use her yet. It could be right side, it could be middle. We'll make that decision here in the next few days. And then Kat has been hurt all preseason, hasn't seen the court a whole lot, but when I was watching her as a senior in high school, she's very capable of coming in and dominating a match. Looking forward to getting her healthy and getting her some reps with our setters as well, just to see what she's capable of doing. I'm certain that she's going to help us here in the very near future.
Now, you mentioned H can play the right side, so let's talk about that position for a little bit. You have Kalina Carruthers returning, and you also bring another lefty in there, powerful freshman Sarah Woods. Can you talk a little bit about the right side?
Right side's a focal point for us. It's an extremely important position for me, and I'm really happy that we have two lefties that we could throw out there. Speeds things up quite a bit, but we also have options in H and Kim that we could throw over there too. And the reality is Hope played that position at the end of last year. So we've got some options out there. We have to figure out what's going to be the strongest option for us. But specifically Kalina, with a year under her belt and how we want to do things, she's shown an understanding of how to hit the ball and what we want to have done. Definitely has gotten better on her defense and her serve receive. Her blocking seems to continue to improve. So I really like where she's at right now. And Sarah has probably been the nicest surprise out of everybody. When you're 6'3", it's kind of hard to hide from people. You know, our hitters found her quickly, and the comment was, "My God, she's tall." So she can block a ball, she can hit a ball. She's got some mechanical stuff that we're working on, and she's shown that she definitely wants to get better at that because she understands it's only going to make her a better player. Girls seem to really like her, but she adds a different dimension to our right side attack and our right side defense. So really, really nice to have her in there. We get better off the bus. You know, we got two freshmen that are 6'3", so we're already better just getting off the bus, getting in their gym.
Now, moving on to the back row, moving into the defensive end, might be your biggest task, having to replace Marcella Araya, who set some records last season, but you bring in a speedster, Casey LeBlanc, who's also been sort of injured in the preseason, but what has she shown you so far in the preseason and what you've been able to see of her?
Just a feistiness, just a fiery, competitive young lady that we need to get on the court. Yeah, we're not going to replace Marcella. It's not going to happen. There isn't a player out there in the country that's going to take Marcella's spot, and that's always difficult when you lose that caliber of a player. But I think what I've seen in preseason, bringing Casey in, and the things that we've seen from her so far, we have Casey, and then the rest of the group is stepping up, understanding we all have to pick it up defensively to make that replacement happen. And Casey is very capable of stepping into that spot. If Casey's not ready to go, then we have other people that can step in and do the job as well. But really, it's a team thing where everybody on the team knows they have to work a little harder because we don't have Marcella to bail us out. And I've seen that. I've seen back row defense working harder. I've seen our block working harder to make sure that they can get there and get a touch. And, you know, sometimes when you've got that caliber of a player behind you, it allows you to know, hey, I can make a mistake and Marcella's going to back me up. And we don't have that. So everybody's got to do their job. And as a team, collectively, what I'm seeing in preseason is everybody's accepted that challenge of stepping up defensively and doing a better job.
Now, you mentioned stepping up, and we talked earlier this preseason about your upperclassmen really helping out the freshmen and really just trying to increase the bond between the team. How have you seen that develop in the preseason?
You know, I think the 3 years that I've been here at ULM, this is the best preseason we've had so far as the girls really gelling and coming together as a group and understanding the sisterhood that we have to have as a family. And the upperclassmen seem to have really opened their arms and taken in not only the freshmen but the new players that are coming in to join our group. You know, we've got 8 returners but 6 new players, and that's almost a 50%. And if the new players don't feel welcomed by the old players, then you have a problem, and that's not what's happened. We've had the exact opposite. The players that are returning have really understood that they need the new players in order to get to where they want to be, and that's, you know, Sun Belt Conference Tournament and Championship. So that's been nice to see. We've really, off the court, we've done a lot of good things, and I'm excited to see what that looks like when we start playing against players with other jerseys on.
And finally, let's go into the expectations into the season. I mean, you lose Araya, but you return 5 starters and you bring in some solid recruits, you know, a solid mix of transfers and freshmen. You actually jumped 4 points in the preseason poll. So what is that like leading into the season, and what are your expectations?
Yeah, the expectation is to win. And preseason polls, they don't mean anything. We jumped 4 points, but we're still picked to finish last. And you know what? That's right where we want to be, because the only place we can go is up. And we know what we expect of ourselves. We don't care what anybody else thinks. We don't care what anybody else expects us to do. Our expectation is to win and win games and win lots of games. And this team knows that they're capable of doing it. They know they have the talent. I know they have the talent. So now it's on us as a group to come together and just go out and win games. And I think we're going to start doing that real soon.
All right, Coach, we appreciate your time.
Thanks.